Hello everybody, and welcome back to the channel today for the start of a brand new series, where I will be booking All Japan Pro Wrestling here on Total Extreme Wrestling 2020. All Japan is obviously a company with a long, rich and diverse history dating back to the likes of Giant Baba, Jumbo Tsuruta, Mitsuharu Masawa, and many more icons. However, since Masawa led the exodus that eventually formed Pro Wrestling Noah in 2000, All Japan have been on quite the decline. However, in recent years, I think the company has done a lot to pick itself back up. I think it's certainly on a upwards trajectory right now, and I think the roster finds itself at a little bit of a crossroads in terms of changing of the guard, which is why I think it's a really intriguing option to hop in and book on TEW. With that in mind, the first show that we're booking here in the game, the Dynamite series show, is headlined by the Triple Crown Heavyweight Championship holder Suwama attempting his 8th defense of the title against Champion Carnival winner Jake Lee. Who will win? Well, there's only one way to find out, and that's by getting into the show. But first, because I'm a professional, I'm going to quickly cut away and solve the potential issue and be right back. Okay, we're back. The issue is solved and we're running the show for real this time. So to open the show, we have the Total Eclipse trio of Hokuto Omori, Tajiri, and Yusuke Kodama defeat Black Mansuri, Kabul Ito, and Takao Omori in 10 minutes 47 when Tajiri pinned Kabul Ito with a buzzsaw kick. Total Eclipse win the All Japan TV 6-man Tag Team Championships, which are the youngest and, I would argue, least valuable championships in All Japan at the moment. The previous champions are very much comedy veterans, I would say, and that's just not something I have too much interest in booking, so I made the call to make the switch over to Total Eclipse. They are a newly formed heel stable led by Jake Lee, who, as I mentioned, we'll see in the main event challenging for the Triple Crown. 44 rated isn't too bad for this match. The best performer was Yusuke Kodama with a 52. We also had Black Mansuri with a 45, and Hokuto Omori with a 41. It says that this match was too short for an important match in the eyes of our audience, which I really can't understand, given that no one here is of main event status, and these are the least valuable championships in the company. But that's just a game mechanic. We've talked about this plenty of times in my PWG series, which I also have on the channel. And for the sake of realism, I'm totally okay with taking penalties like this on undercard matches. I don't want a match like this to have to go 20 minutes in order to meet a game mechanic that I don't really understand or agree with. Anyhow, enough rambling. We have a title change here to open the show. Then in our second match, a 50 rated match, Akira Francesco and Alejandro defeat Atsuki Oyagi and Rising Hayato in 12 minutes 52 when Akira pinned Rising Hayato. Akira just won All Japan's Junior Battle of Glory tournament in real life, which I added to the title lineage in the game, and he will face the winner of tonight's World Junior Heavyweight Championship match, which is the champion Shima defending against Koji Iwamoto. Akira had the highest performance at a 51, Alejandro had a 44, Rising Hayato, who took the pin, had a 39, and Atsuki Oyagi had a 43. These are 4 of our youngest, most talented juniors, and I'm quite happy with this match rating. Oyagi and Rising Hayato are members of Nextream, as you can see by the pretty gif that surrounds their cuts, whereas Akira and Alejandro are not affiliated with any units. Then in our third match of the evening, in a 56 rated match, the Strong Hearts duo of El Lindemann and T-Hawk defeat the Evolution duo of Dan Tamura and Hikaru Sato in 13 minutes and 28 seconds when T-Hawk pinned Dan Tamura with a Night Ride. For anyone who might have not have seen my content before or just heard me talk about wrestling in any capacity really, I love Strong Hearts, specifically T-Hawk and El Lindemann. I think they're fantastic, and given that Shima currently holds the World Junior Heavyweight Championship, I thought it was incredibly fitting to bring them in as well. They get a quality victory here over Evolution's Dan Tamura and Hikaru Sato. Dan Tamura is one of the youngest members of the roster. He was also the worst performer in this match with a 32, but I have faith that he will continue to progress in the future and only get better. His teammate Sato had a 60, T-Hawk had a 59, and Lindemann had a 57. Once again, the match was too short, but I think we're just going to ignore those penalties at this point. Then moving on to the fourth match of the night. In a 53 rated match, Ryuki Honda and Shotaro Ashino fall up short to Purple Haze's Shakiro Eri and Zeus. Zeus in 12 minutes and 49 seconds when Zeus pinned Honda with a neckbreaker. Like in the match before, Honda is one of All Japan's youngest talent, very inexperienced, has a lot of growth yet to go, so only getting a 27 is not too alarming to me. However, I'm very pleased with the performance of the other three men in this match: Ashino with a 59, Zeus with a 60, and Eerie with a 53. Another three of my personal favourites, in particular Ashino, who I think is fantastic, and all in all, a very encouraging match. Moving on to the fifth bout of the evening, and our first championship bout, if I remember correctly, it is, and Koji Iwamoto defeats Shima in 20 minutes by pinfall with a Hurricane Driver to win the World Junior Heavyweight Championship. 63 rated match is really good. Shima had a 61, Koji Iwamoto had a 46. From those ratings, you would think the wrong person won, but Shima is more popular. I think if they had similar popularity, Iwamoto would outperform Shima. I think this is the direction that All Japan will take in real life, with Iwamoto being the one to defeat Shima for the title. And yeah, a very good championship match, and I'm pleased with that. After the match, we see Iwamoto cut a promo saying that he's looking forward to his upcoming title match with Akira Francisco. As I mentioned, Akira won the Junior Battle of Glory tournament, earning him the next opportunity for the title. Then moving on to our second title match of the show and our semi-main event, Kento Miyahara and Yuma Ayagi of Next Dream defeat the Twin Towers of Kohei Sato and Shuji Ishikawa in 20 minutes and 19 seconds when Kento pinned Kohei with a shutdown German suplex. That makes Kento and Yuma's third defense of the titles in a 72 rated match, our highest of the evening so far. A great rating. Kohei defeated Kento in the Champion Carnival tournament in April, so I thought it would be smart to give Kento his win back. And despite being in poor form, Kento led the match with a 74, Yuma had a 52, Shuji Ishikawa had a 65, and Kohei had a 57. Very good ratings all around. You can't be displeased with any of that. And then up next is our huge main event, the Champion Carnival winner, Jake Lee, challenging Suwama for the Triple Crown Heavyweight Championship. It will be Suwama's 8th defense of the title. He's held it since March of last year when he defeated Kento Miyahara, but can he make it 8 defenses against Jake Lee? The answer is no. Lee is victorious in 23 minutes and 44 seconds in a 70 rated match. He wins the Triple Crown Heavyweight Championship for the first time in his career. Suwama had a 63, Jake Lee had a 61. Despite Suwama outperforming Jake Lee, I still think this is the right decision. As the leader of Total Eclipse, I think it's time to go all in on Jake Lee as a main event talent, and should he lose this match in real life, which is currently scheduled to go ahead at All Japan's show on June 26th in Ottawa Gymnasium, then I think that is the final nail in the coffin for any chance of Jake Lee ever being a main event talent. So it's now or never. We're going all in. He's the new holder of the Triple Crown Heavyweight Championship. I'm very excited to see what comes of this reign. And then after the match, in an absolute howler of a segment, a 32 rated segment, the rest of Total Eclipse join Jake Lee in the ring as he cuts a promo saying this is his era now and Total Eclipse are at the top of All Japan. I'm not too sure what went so catastrophically wrong here. I rated Jake Lee on entertainment and the rest of the stable on overness. I didn't quite think it would be that poor of a segment, but hopefully it doesn't affect the show rating too much, which is a 68, so I'm still very content with that, and I don't think the segment in the end ruined the rating at all. For my post-show speech, I will praise Kento, who was the best wrestler on the show. I'll praise Jake Lee, as I want his Triple Crown Heavyweight Championship reign to be long and successful, and I'll also praise Shima for putting over Koji Iwamoto, although he wasn't too pleased about that. Hopefully giving him kudos in the speech will make up for it a little bit, as Kento seemed pleased, Jake Lee seemed pleased, and Shima seemed pleased. So the feedback for the show was that the Dynamite series was awesome. Obviously, we had a lot of big matches on that show, headlined by 3 title matches. I don't think every show that we book will be quite that jam-packed, but I wanted to follow the real-life direction that All Japan are taking and book their real-life title matches before going in my own direction. As I mentioned, Shima wasn't too happy about losing to Koji Iwamoto, and unfortunately he has big morale issues. Hopefully that won't become a problem backstage or impact his match ratings too much. I did just hire El Lindemann and T-Hawk, although it seems they don't have an in-game relationship, so that didn't do much to make him feel any better. But yes, all in all, I think a very successful show. I'm pleased with that. I don't think all shows we book will be quite that jam-packed, but I hope you enjoyed this first episode of the series. Let me know what you thought in the comments. Do you think Jake Lee should beat Suwama in real life? Are there any wrestlers you think I should hire? I think, as a general rule of thumb, I'm going to hold off on bringing in anyone based outside of Japan for at least 3 or 4 months due to the real life status in Japan right now with the state of emergency and the pandemic. But let's say more towards October, November, December, particularly for the Real World Tag League at the end of the year, we could be looking in at bringing a select few foreigners. If you enjoyed the video, please consider leaving a like, subscribe to the channel with the bell icon ticked so you don't miss any future content of mine. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.